I'm going to help you understand why your vision does not make sense to everyone else. Everyone else looks at you like a madman. Everyone thinks you don't know what you're doing. For the worst part, everyone thinks that you're dumb, that you're stupid and you're reckless because you choose to believe. And you constantly ask yourself, why is it that nothing that I do makes sense to everyone else? Why is it that I try to explain myself to people, but they do not understand? For the life of them, they cannot comprehend the vision I'm trying to sell them. I'm going to explain to you why it's like that and why it's actually a good thing for your dreams. Okay, so grab a notebook and a pen. You know how it is down here. For those of you who have watched K-pop Demon Hunters, you know the golden lyrics.
A few moments later.
I'm done hiding, now I'm shining like I'm born to be. 'Cause we are hunters, voices strong now. I know, I believe that we're going up. It's our moment, na 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 na. Gonna be golden. Oh, I'm done hiding. I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Golden is gonna be our theme for this video, okay? So this is you, and you have all these dreams. Nina ndoto nyingi sana. You have all these dreams. And it's like you're trying to explain to people around you, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. This is where I want to go. Why don't you understand me? Funny rap kiasi, yeah? You get frustrated because no one seems to be understanding your vision. No one seems to be understanding what you're trying to tell them. I'm going to tell you one thing before we continue. We may be physical beings, but we have energy and we are levels of consciousness. Levels of consciousness. You're going to finish it for yourself. We are levels of consciousness. Let me give you a diagrammatic example. Oh, na, 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 na. So on the matters of vibration, vibration is frequency and frequency is speed, okay? So on the base of this, the reason we like to call people, there's people at the top that we like to call the 1%, okay? There's people at the top that we like to call the 1%. And I'm gonna tell you this, vibration is frequency and frequency is speed. What do I mean by this? I'm gonna give you 3 examples. Vibration 1, frequency 2. Oh God, not vibration, for heaven's sake. Frequency 1, frequency 2, and frequency 3. So frequency 1 moves like this. Frequency 2 moves like this. And frequency 3 moves like this. Are you already getting it? Are you getting it? So what I'm trying to help you understand is the fact that we are levels of consciousness, okay? And we are frequency. Someone vibrating at frequency 3 is obviously vibrating at a very high speed. It's like trying to put a race car, a professional race car, up against a broken down Pro Box. That race, we already know who's going to win. So it's the same thing. When it comes to frequency, as levels of consciousness, there's people who operate at frequency 3, and there's people who operate at frequency 1, and there's people who operate at frequency 2. So the one who's at frequency 3 is obviously moving at a very, very high acute speed. The one who's at frequency 1 is obviously moving at a very medium speed. But the one who's at frequency 2 is obviously moving at a very slow speed. So you have dreams. When you have these dreams, they enter your consciousness, okay? And what dreams do is when they enter your subconscious mind, they activate your creative areas. That is why when you get ideas, you get excited, you get happy, you get giddy. It is for no weird reason that this happens. It is because ideas activate your soul. They literally activate the happy aspects of existence, and your soul lights up. And when your soul lights up, it physically manifests as happiness, as excitement, as joy in your physical body. So what this does, when you're operating off of high joy and excitement and happiness as a result of having desires, your dreams, you find that you vibrate very high. You vibrate at a very high frequency. That is why even when you're explaining these dreams to people, you feel like you're rapping. You're so excited, like, I want to do this, I want to do this. It's because you have so much joy and you feel that potential and you can actually see those results. But the people who do not have this same desire, they do not conceive of it, they operate at frequency 2. They are slow to catch on. Are you getting me? That is why the people who are that's why we call these people who vibrate at a high frequency, we call them the top 1%. It's not that they're there because they're the richest. Let me give you a secret. The top 1% are not the richest people. They're not the most famous people. They're not the elites that you've been made to believe control the matrix. The 1% people are the people who operate at frequencies so high that they cannot be put down by societal constraints. They literally decide what they are going to believe. And when you decide what you're going to believe, you decide your truth. You decide your truth, you decide your reality. Shocking, locking. So you find that the 99%, where's my chalk? The 99% operate at this base level, but the 1% operate at this 1%. So in between, we have percentages: 75, 65, 50, 42, whatever. So you find that the moment you have desires, even when your frequency was vibrating at similar, let's say it was vibrating at frequency 1, it was rather medium, not slow, not too fast. When you get these dreams and your soul is activated and happiness becomes, you literally feel that tingling sensation in your body. Your frequency rises. Your aura expands, because you have to understand one thing. I'm going to apply science here. Metals expand when heated and contract when cooled. Your aura, your energetic field expands when excited and contracts when doomed or chilled. Are you getting it? And that is why when you're happy, you feel so expansive. You feel like you can just hug everyone. But when you get upset, you feel cold, you feel distant, you feel like you want to punch everything that was in front of you. The answers are right in front of you. Do you not see them? Do you not see them? So what happens is when you have these dreams, your frequency automatically changes. And the thing, when I say levels of consciousness, I mean this. People's beliefs affect what level of vibration they're on. So if you have a belief with regards to your dreams that you can do anything, that everything is possible, that there's potential for growth and success, you automatically raise your vibration, because possibility becomes a new reality, and you become happy and you become excited. But for someone who chooses to believe that, you know what, life is so bad, there's people who are at the top are controlling everything, I'm not in control, I can't decide my life, you find that they become very shrunken, they become very dim, and it even manifests physically. People who have no positivity, chronic pessimists, are literally physically unappealing. If you've experienced one, you know they're literally physically unappealing. And even when you sit next to them, you can feel cold air. You feel cold, you feel ugly, you feel bad when you operate with them. It's because energy may be invisible, but just like germs, it is absolutely real. Okay? So you explain your dreams to people and they do not understand them. It's because the moment you have those dreams, your frequency of vibration rises. So maybe it was at 10, it goes up to 20, it goes up to 30, it goes up to 40. So the more dreams you have, the more belief in your dreams you have, you find that your frequency rises. While the people who are below you, for some reason, unless they are in a position, unless their level of consciousness is in a position to comprehend what you're trying to tell them, you'll find that they'll be stuck below the frequency that you are. And that is why you try to explain to them, but they cannot understand. We have a physical brain, but we have a mind. Now, science has not established whether the mind is spiritual or whatever, but we have a physical brain that is seen in scans, but we also have the mind. Now, the mind is the operative of everything else. The subconscious and the conscious, topic for another day. And what happens is when you have these ideas, and your mind can comprehend them, you find that it even affects your physical health. The more excited you are for your dreams, the more you chase your dreams, the healthier you become, the happier you become, the more fruitful and the more abundant you become. Does that sound familiar? It is because your mind is on a whole other level. But these other people who cannot comprehend what you do, their frequency affects just how much their mind can absorb. Okay? I'm gonna draw it for you. I'm done hiding, now I'm shouting. My chalk, excuse me. Like I'm born to be. So this is your mind, and this is the other person's mind that you're trying to influence. And as you try to direct these dreams to them, as you try to tell them, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do, this is where I'm gonna go, this is who I'm gonna be, this is what I'm gonna get, this is where I'm gonna be, everything else. You find that as you try to tell these things to them, they cannot comprehend, because for some reason there seems to be some sort of spiritual barrier. Now, when I talk about something being spiritual, I'm not talking about it in the context of faith or in the context of religion. I'm talking about it in the context of invisibility. It is spiritual because it cannot be seen. If it cannot be seen, it is spiritual. Okay? So you try to explain your dreams to them, but for some reason they cannot understand. And it's not that they're stupid. Sometimes you can tell your dreams to really smart people, but they cannot get it. It is because your mind is operating on a whole other frequency. And the frequency that your mind is operating on cannot be matched by this other person's frequency. So you find that these ideas have a nature of their own. And when you try to relate them to this person's mind, they cannot be able to they cannot be conceived by this other person's mind, because they're completely out of the level this person is operating on. That is why something that a person in the 1% category does cannot be understood by someone who's in the 99% category. It is because frequency is like clothes. I'm going to put it like that. Frequency is like clothes. So the clothes that your mind is wearing, the frequency 5 clothes that your mind is wearing are not going to be fitted by the frequency 2 brain that this person has. So if they're not on the same level as you, they cannot comprehend what you do. Okay? And that is why I want you to understand that some people are on a job, but you are on a mission. Okay? You are on a mission. And that is why your dreams can never be understood by people. Now, when I started I told you that I'm going to explain to you why it's actually good for you. I'm going to show you. Now, you've tried explaining these dreams to this other person, but they can't understand them. And for some reason, it frustrates you. You want to get angry and you want to get sad. But in reality, what I want you to do is to get happy. Because this is actually the universe's way of protecting your success. Okay? Consciousness is... Let me write it here. Mbona wanitazama kisha wanza kulia, kama nimekukosea naomba nisamehe. Consciousness is infectious, just like HIV, just like COVID-19, and just like hepatitis B. Consciousness is infectious. And consciousness is basically the level of operation that someone is on. So when you're constantly trying to explain your dreams to someone and they cannot understand them, I want you to leave that person alone. Stop trying to explain, because what happens is levels of consciousness are infectious, and the least prevalent one will always be overtaken. Should I repeat? Levels of consciousness are infectious, and the least prevalent of the 2 or more will always be overtaken. That is why in a group of 6 millionaires, one fool in a group of 6 millionaires will be a millionaire within 3 months. Okay? That is why in a group of 6 fools, if you have 1 wise man, you're going to have 7 fools by the end of 3 months. It's because consciousness is very, very infectious. Now, every single time you're trying to explain your dreams to people, understand that you're sabotaging yourself, because they are going to plague you with doubt. Understand that you are operating from a place of positivity. You are in the top 1%. You are here. You are here, okay? You are in the 1% frequency level when you're operating with regards to your dreams. And you find that here it is positivity, it is joy, it is happiness, it is excitement, it is possibility, it is expansion, it is happiness and joy, whatever, everything you want to call it. But you find that the people who you're trying to explain your dreams to are on this level. I don't know if that sound is a bit irritating. Let me put this mic a bit far away. So you find that the people you're trying to explain your dreams to are in this level, and they are operating with sadness, they're operating with impossibility, they're operating with challenge, they're operating with disbelief, they're operating with doubt, they're operating with scarcity. And what happens is they will infect this to you. So you are here and they are here. And when you're trying to explain your dreams, it's like you're trying to save them from here. You're trying to drag them from here onto your level, trying to get them to understand. But what you do not understand is if their level is much more prevalent than you, which most of the cases it is, they are the ones who are going to pull you down. Have you ever had dreams, told them to your friends, but you never actually got to work on them? Have you ever had success told to your friends, but all of a sudden everything else went bad? Have you ever had visions, dreams, ideas, possibilities, but you told them to your friends and to your family, and for some reason they became impossible to achieve? It's because of this. Okay? It's because of this. So what I need you to do is to stop trying to make people understand your levels of frequency. And the reason, I'm going to help you understand one thing. The reason people never believe in our dreams when they start, but they come back later on and they say that they believe, is because results influence experience. The results that they see from your work triggers emotions in them, and these emotions in them raise their frequencies to match yours. So they will only be able to get to your level when the results are visible. That is why you need to keep quiet. Should I repeat it for you? They will only be able to get to your level when the results are visible. Because when you were starting to pursue this dream, when you were starting to pursue this idea, when you were starting to pursue this success, you were operating off of belief. So this thing had not yet physically manifested. It had not yet physically manifested, but you are operating off belief. And it is your belief, it is your strength, it is your unwavering faith in this dream that actually triggered its manifestation. Or basically, I like to say, you brought it to you. You did not go to it. You brought it to you. Come, baby, let me see you. Come, come, baby, let me see you. Baby, baby, sawa lele, sawa, sawa, sawa le. You brought it to you. But what happens is once you bring it to you, you now have results. And these results are now visible to the physical eye. So these people who are in the lower percent, the lower bracket, who did not believe you, now that they see the results, now the level of frequency raises, because the emotions that are evoked by these results raise their frequency to actually match your own. So the frequency that you had when you were starting is the frequency that they acquire when you are finishing. And that is why it is always at the end of the journey that people will come and say they saw your potential, but they never saw your potential. They just saw the results of your potential that you tried to show them in the first place, but they were too blind to see. But they were too blind to see. Do you understand why? So what I need you to do is, the next time you have a dream and you're trying to explain it to someone, and you feel like you're hitting against the wall, you feel like they are just not in a position to understand you, do not force issues with them. Do not force situations with them. Let them be, and focus on building that result. Focus on building that future, that vision, until the results become prevalent. It is the results that will speak for them. Have you ever heard the phrase, results speak for themselves? That is exactly what it means. Results speak for themselves. So the frequency that you had when you start is the frequency they will have when you finish. So do not expect people to be on your level when you start, on your level when you're beginning to believe in yourself. It is because they cannot. Even if they wanted to, they cannot. They are they're in a completely different level of consciousness. They are in the bottom 99 and you're in the top 1%. So you stick in the top 1% and continue moving and continue grinding and continue fighting. In the end, they are the ones who are gonna follow you there. But if you try to bring them from the bottom to the top, they are gonna take you from the top to the bottom. Because unfortunately, the quantity at the bottom is always going to be the most. This triangle is never going to turn. Unfortunately, this triangle is never going to turn upside down. The people who are at the bottom are always going to be more than the ones who are at the top. So you stick to the top and move with the ones who are at the top and the ones who are willing to get to the top. Let the ones at the bottom see you at the top. Let them change their minds and let them come to you. Do not try to convince people to believe in your dreams, because they are going to be able to convince you to not believe in them. You're in the 1%, they're in the 99 bottom. Let them come to you. Don't try to go to them, or you will be stuck with them. And when I talk about this, I mean anyone: friends, family, associates, acquaintances, partners, spouses. We are going to enter heaven one by one, singular. You think I'm gonna let you digest that for yourself. You are gonna enter heaven alone. Alone. You are gonna enter heaven alone. But heaven is within. Heaven is in the top 1%. You cannot save them from hell. Let them burn until they quench for the waters at the top, and then they will come to you. I'm gonna leave you dissect that for yourself. Anyway, I hope you've learned something. Let me see you in the next video. Don't forget to drop comments. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about in the next video. And I'm gonna see you then. Bye.